The way Don John Smith's contract works is that there's three different categories, and it's very difficult for all of us to try when these first came out to put a contract or an agreement together that sort of was a catch-all for every possible incident that could happen. It's not an easy task. But the way that we did it was sort of basing a foundation on previous time-tested contracts. So we have three categories. One's for a simple tow hire. It's category 2, a wreck hire, which is basically time materials, and 3 is an LOF. And the reason the LOF is in there because we strongly believe that in these very serious conditions, the LOF type of agreement basically is the most expeditious, quickest way for us to respond. And that's why to date Don John Smith hasn't had an LOF for Open 90 services, and our contract requires an agreement on which kind of category that is. But during these drill activities, the one thing that we find is we're doing a remote tabletop with a client, and I've thrown in those recently. Let's drill what type of, for the fictitious incident that we're dealing, what kind of category it is. And I try to keep it simple sometimes and say it's a wreck hire, time and materials, category 2, and I will not get a response. Just hesitance, don't even want to discuss contracting. So it's interesting, and I think it's because of lack of familiarity with the contract. It's a new thing that's being thrown out there for discussion. It really is pretty simple, and from if you understand it, but being able to exercise that and get everybody familiar with how all of these things work is an important part of doing these drills and exercises, because it is an important step along the process.